Coach, I asked Ethan about this, but you guys get a lot of steals, force a lot of turnovers. You have guys diving all over the place to grab balls, but then you also have kind of the other side of that coin where fouling some three-point shooters, maybe a little overly aggressive on some defensive possessions. How do you as a coach try to kind of find that balance with your team?
Well, I think it all really goes to what we're trying to do, which is just get in the habit, have the habits to teach ourselves over and over, how to win, and that's part of what you're talking about. Like I said, we're 3 for 3 in putting ourselves in position of having chances to win games. That's what we got to do every single time you take the court. The more you do that, the more you are gaining the experience to answer your question. And like I said, we shot ourselves in the foot here. Our foul shooting it's just, you can't do that. If you make those fouls all through the first half, when we're 7 for 17 because with 3 missed ones, right? That game never becomes. They don't feel so good about themselves. So some of the things that you're talking about that then show up, well, they don't show up just because of that. So, and then just the game was, I give our guys credit for obviously coming back, staying in the game. But even that, the comeback was like such work because nothing was easy. We'd miss a layup, we'd miss another foul, we'd do what you said. We'd make a great play or whatever, and somehow the ball went right back to them on a loose ball, and then they score. And I think all those things then come down to, defensively, just late. Our communication defensively was not good tonight. And over the course of 40 minutes, when the other team sees the indecision or the communicate, well, that makes the guy, I think we got, and then I think late, our individual defense was not good on those guys. And that's something as we go through this year, all the things that I just said sort of have a wear and tear effect on the other team and those individual players if we sort of don't stub our own toes and step on our own feet, because then those guys, right, they haven't been feeling that during the course of a game, and then it's hard to just turn that on. But you got to give them credit because, they went one-on-one and we didn't stop them, and we got to do a better job of that to close out games.
Reedus and then Jake obviously hit the threes in overtime to get that lead. What went maybe wrong for the offense after that point that allowed them to get back in and then subsequently win?
Well, we missed a foul. I know that. And then, we had another good open three-point shot. Reedus had another one. It didn't go in. And then again, I think, it was at the end of the first half. And then late possession in the second half there, we had a turnover. We had 3 turnovers to finish the first half, which did nothing but help them. And then, we had a turnover driving the baseline there where, just you can't have that happen. It's almost like what your first question was, Like, what can you do? And I think what you have to do is keep putting yourself in these positions, keep putting yourself in games where you're doing what you need to do to put yourself in winning situations, and then you just keep working to develop the habits, all along your questions that are required to make you come out on the right side of the ledger, and that's ultimately what the game is. When it says, hey, the game, that's the game, right? Know what you got to do it. I thought we did that. We've done it 3 straight times. 2 times on the 2 L's, we sort of stubbed our own toe. Like we were our own worst enemy. You got to give credit to them for sticking with it. Just like I give credit to Bowling Green for, they won the 2 games. We got to be able to keep putting ourselves in those situations and then get better at the sort of little things that make you win a game.
You get a career high in steals tonight, but you guys had some struggles with fouling some three-point shooters with some turnovers. How do you find that balance of aggression but not over-aggression?
We got a young team, so that's something we got to work on for sure. Just being solid on defense, not letting guys get easy looks, but also when they're making those drives, being solid and trying not to get fouls to help them come back in those games.
Seeing the game as kind of the facilitator, I mean, what does it feel like is that last piece maybe that the offense needs to really click, but click for an entire game rather than just stretches?
We just gotta trust each other more. Different teams play defense different ways. This team, they put a lot of pressure on us, so they didn't let us get a lot of the passing lanes that we normally get. So, I think we should have tied the basket a little bit more on ISOs or one-on-ones, but that's something we got to work on. We got to trust each other, have a little bit more chemistry, and understand what we have to do to beat those teams.
The free throw shooting as a team, I mean, is it more of a pressure thing and overthinking it? What do you think's kind of holding you guys back from being in those upper percentages?
I'm not sure. We make free throws in practice. I can only speak for myself. Something we just gotta put them in. I just have to make my shots. There's no excuse for that. Missing free throws is one of the key reasons why we lost tonight, and it's unacceptable for myself and anyone else who went to the line and missed. But yeah, we make them in practice. We got to just come up to the stage and knock them down when it matters.
It seemed like at times in this game, it's like, especially early on, you guys are really finding this good offensive rhythm. Were they changing anything throughout the game to kind of alter it, or was it more of a personal, inner offensive thing?
It's definitely more inner because the looks we saw on defense all night was the same throughout the game. And so we just have to stay strong, and the moments can have moments of weakness because that's when we let them get back in the game, or like early in the second half, let them get that early lead because our offense leads to our defense. So if we're clicking on offense, we're better on defense and all that.
Especially during the conference schedule with so many good teams, the effort tonight is really going to pay off in those games. But how positive do you guys feel about just the way you're operating on a court from an effort standpoint?
We have effort, that's without question, but we need to keep it all 40 minutes. Coach writes on the board every day, play for the game's 40 minutes. And so we have to play 40 minutes. We can't have mental lapses on defense, on offense, because with that, it's the reason we lost today. If we played all 40 minutes or even in overtime when we had that 6-point lead, we had to keep our foot on the gas, and we can't let up.
You guys had that 6-point lead, end up losing. I mean, what did you guys maybe learn from that you can take forward into future games?
It's what we already know. We just know we have to keep our foot on the gas. We can't let up because that's what we did. We got sloppy a little bit, turnovers led to fast breaks, and we just have to clean that up because if we execute like we know we can execute, we win that game and we blow overtime wide open, and yeah.